Okay, you are working it. I hope in the future you will achieve a goal. Mr. Nyaoman, new historicism is a literary theory based on the idea that literature should be studied and interpreted within the context of both the history of the author and the history of the critic. I know that you are studying the new historicism. What is your opinion about it?
Okay, for me, in my opinion, that I see that new historicism as a literary theory has contributed much to the contemporary understanding of literary texts. Because, for example, it arose actually out of the criticism of the of formalism or new criticism, which viewed literary work as being autonomous, and that meaning originates from the text without any reliance of any other information around it. But we find that new historicism find a fault in that and argue that any literary text also represents the historical period in which it was written. And we find that indeed, if you look at the text, and this goes back to the literary text, we find that there is that kind of relationship with how they have been produced and the context or the era in which they were produced. And so for them, for the new historians, they argue that indeed that there is that interconnectedness between the literary text and the non-literary text. And therefore, this new historicism tried to bring that understanding that indeed this literary text should be understood from that position in which, or that era in which they are written. And for the new historian, they argue that for you to understand a text fully, you have to look at the historical period and see whether the experiences of those historical periods are being captured in the text, because they believe that the author writing a text in a certain period was informed by the events that took place in that period. And so there's also that bit where they say that the events that happened does not only restrict them to the political events, because we also have these mundane activities that happen in our daily lifestyle. They can also find themselves in the literary work. And for me, I would definitely agree with this, because writers normally try to capture the experiences of where they are writing from. If, for example, if you look at, for example, Ngowi Ationgo's work, you actually let the Kenyan history in them. You'll see the Kenyan history in them. And so, in essence, we can say that the new historians are, in fact, the better way to understand this text is to look at from that historical perspective, and we can derive extra meaning that is attached to this.